Goop, 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 goop. Woo. Liquor sales. Um, as a liquor sales representative for the informal mainstream market. All right, liquor sales. Before I worked for the FMCG company, I did for which is doing food and beverage. I did about 3 months for a liquor sales company. I never really speak about it because it wasn't a great experience, to be honest, and it was quite short, so I keep it off my CV. But I needed the money. My farm wasn't doing well, so I had to start getting back into work to make sure that I could keep the farm alive, or kind of just start rebuilding funds, or kind of just like make sure that I keep motivated. So anyway, got this gig, and it was essentially a subcontractor of a subcontractor. There was a main brand, which is massive global brand. Then there was a subcontractor who was doing the formal stores, malls, wholesalers, where they have like a large footprint, and then they subcontracted out again their contract for taverns and taverns in outlying areas where, excuse me, the owners would only buy like one bottle, so mostly just pushing a specific whiskey of that brand. So they'd push like two or three whiskeys, but there was always one specific whiskey that they wanted to see. And I'd travel far. I'd use my own car. This one is saying a salary of like 3.4, and then another basic, and then they give you commission of like 3,000, and then there's also a petrol allowance of like two and a half, but based on your kilometers. So with petrol becoming more expensive, you probably find that you have to use your own money to get past toll gates. You have to use your own money to reach that last door because it's so far. Um, and they you're using your own car, obviously. So if you have a car that that eats a lot of petrol, you know, you're not gonna go as far or do as much as someone who has a smaller, more efficient car. And now you're gonna have to be paying for the maintenance, the repairs, tires, that kind of stuff. So it's a tough job. I think this one they give you a company car. No, car allowance. So there's a car allowance of two and a half. So basic salary is 3,700, car allowance of 2.5, commission up to 3,000, and then there's petrol allowance offered according to kilometers traveled weekly. But there's usually a limit in terms of that. Provident fund and medical aid after 3 months of employment, which is not bad. So this is a very good company to work for, to be honest. Um, so yeah, I think it's liquor sales is good. Um, it's tough. COVID exposed it. So, liquor is going to be the first. Liquor is going to be the first, one of the first industries to get shut down in a pandemic, or in an emergency that will leave you out of pocket and probably retrenched. Um, there's larger companies that, once, if you just say if you've got some experience here, and they'll give you a company car, and they'll pay you like 10, 12,000, and you'll get a pension upfront and group benefits. So you can make it out of this entry level market after a year or two of just surviving. So will it teach you anything? Always. You find that food like cereals, juices, ice cream, whatever, um, uh, cosmetics, all the same stuff. You need to have it on shelf, be neat, make sure you've got a relationship with the customer, the buyer, the guys at the back, the guys doing the returns, the dispatching, all that stuff. Um, you need to have a relationship with them, and it will teach you how to be on time. And you probably find that because you're working with business owners, if you are consistent, they'll remember you, and you can kind of learn that soft skill of being a reliable rep. And the turnover in reps is so high because people don't like the job, people don't like the pay, they don't like sales, or maybe they're just desperate for work. But if you can do this and then see what the industry has for you or what you can do for the next jump. I mean, entry level qualification is a driver's license and a matric certificate. Must be able to speak English, as well as the language in your area. So yeah, it's a good job. I mean, it's a good job if you need something urgently, you've got your own car ready to go. And I think one of the biggest issues will always be car, able to speak English, and a matric certificate. You've got those three. The world's your oyster in South Africa. You can make it out of anything, and I think that's the biggest problem right now, is that we need to be making sure that there's enough people entering in the sales stream to make it into administration, back end management, whatever it may be, even in the production side, because you understand what the consumer wants. You're not just jumping into middle management and actually don't understand how it works when people are using your product, or how you're interfacing with the customer. So, these are where the opportunities are made. So yeah, go, 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 go. Party, party, party. Cheers.